Hello and welcome back. Well, it's been a little while since I sat in front of the camera. It's been a busy Christmas and the early new year. A couple of new additions to the family, which is always lovely. And yes, just lots of things going on. But it's 2022. I'm back and I'm goal setting for the year. Now that the rush is over, it's a really good time to just do a quiet, sit back, reflect, think about what I want to achieve. I thought I'd bring you along on my thoughts. Now the first step, as always, and you've heard me say this so many times before, is to pop the lid off that bottle of dreams and just let them fly. See what it is that you want in your life for this coming year, things that you might have been a bit disappointed that you didn't get to last year. We've had a couple of pretty disrupted years, and this is one that seems to be settling down a bit. We just don't want to say anything but too much about that. And now is the time to just think about what your dreams are, what you'd really like to achieve, something you want to check off your list of things you really want to do, whether it's in terms of your life, your lifestyle, your relationship, anything, your creative list of things that you'd like to learn, you'd like to try. Maybe you want to start a business. Oh, look, who knows? You know, that's the thing. And I'd say pick, for the year, pick two, maybe three. But at each point through the year, you're looking at focusing on one at a time. Don't sort of overload yourself too much, unless they interleave really nicely, like you've got a weight loss journey and a fitness and health journey. They work together really well. The focus here is to make it a Goldilocks goal, the one that's going to stretch you but not intimidate you, but also that you're not just going to cruise through. The goal that's going to take you outside of your comfort zone, make you extend yourself so you'll get a sense of achievement. It'll make you grow. It'll be great for your brain. All of these things. But on the other hand, it's not going to be so hard that it's just not able to be achieved. And that's just intimidating and overwhelming and quite frankly a bit depressing. Now the second step is to set a reasonable time frame to get your particular goal done. Now I quite like the idea of having one per quarter. So that would obviously give you a 3-month time frame. Now, to be fair, if you want to write a novel or learn to speak Chinese, it's probably going to take you longer than 3 months. But within reason, if you can say, I'm going to do a goal every quarter, and that will be enough to keep you accountable within that time frame. You won't be able to say, I'll do that next week. I'll do that. No, you'll have to do something each week. That's probably a reasonable way to set a time frame for doing it, but it will of course depend on you, your circumstances, what you're trying to get done, all of those things. There is a dog yapping in the next door neighbour's yard. Just ignore that. Now, step 3 is something where it gets really interesting. This is where current science, the tested data on how this actually works, completely diverges from what people have been saying over the last, say, 10, 20 years. This is the process for achieving that goal. Yes, you visualize the goal, you think about what's involved, you have the very clear understanding of what the goal is. It's not a vague goal like I want to get healthier. It will be I will eat 3 non-meat meals a week. They will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Sundays, something specific like that. So that it's not a vague goal. It has, edges to it so that you know exactly what it is you're going after. The next step is to feel the steps involved. Not just vaguely think, oh yes, I'll have to organise that, won't I? No, you actually have to go through the steps that would be involved. Say the non-meat meals. Well, you'll have to perhaps do a wee bit of recipe searching. You'll have to make your list. You'll have to think about what you do on each day and whether it's something that you can just whip up when you get home or something you'll have to plan a bit more for. Now, this is where the difference happens. In the past, we've been told that at this point you feel what it's like to have achieved your goal. Yes, I've been having my 3 meatless meals. I know it's a silly thing, but let's just keep with the one idea. And you're meant to feel like how it is at the end of, say, 3 months that you've done this, you've achieved your goal, you can feel perhaps a little bit, lighter, maybe you feel a little healthier, all of these things, whatever it is that you've chosen. But that was wrong. That, in fact, is not how you motivate yourself to achieve a goal. And there's very clear science behind it. What we have been doing with that feel, the achievement, yes, 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 all the good stuff, all the sunshine and rainbows and unicorns, is to work on the principle that dopamine, the pleasure neurotransmitter, the chemical that makes you feel good in your brain, would be the thing that would motivate you to keep going. But it's not. Dopamine is the thing that's functioning here. But what it is the neurotransmitter of drive, of motivation, and the biggest way to activate your whole sort of dopamine system is fear. Reality, unfortunately, is that fear is more powerful than happiness, which makes sense in terms of evolution. I mean, it's much more sensible to be afraid of the lion than it is to be joyful to see the happiness of the lioness and her cubs, or whatever. The lion is more likely to see you as lunch than as an admirer. So fear is the biggest motivator that we have in our neural system, and hence that matters in terms of achieving goals. So what we have to do is to feel what it would be like to fail. Like, gee, my aim is to not eat a donut a day. Therefore, in order to keep myself motivated, I need to think about what it would be like to fail at this particular goal. If I was to eat a donut a day, what would I look like by the end of the 3rd month, or whatever, by the end of the year? And think about that. How would your clothes feel on you? What would you look like in the mirror? What would your general health be if you were, having that donut a day instead of one perhaps as a treat every occasion, very occasionally? The fear of what you would look like, how unhealthy you would feel, your doctor's face when he read you back your results, your trainer's, face, whatever, when they say to you, what are you doing to yourself? But mostly that, you come to the summer and you can't fit into your clothes, or you look in the mirror and you think, oh my God, I have 78 chins. Where did they come from? One for every donut. So these are the things that in fact keep us motivated. So what we have to do is to break down what that goal would be like. How would we feel? What would be the result if we failed? There we go. It sounds pressing. It's not. It's a huge motivator. It is the thing that will help you actually achieve your goal, help me actually achieve mine. And here we go. The last one, the one that will help you to lock in your new behaviors, your different habit, the whole process of having that goal and what you're trying to achieve. This is the thing that locks it in and keeps you on track. And that is having milestones attached to your goal. So remember I said have a specific time frame, but within that time frame you also need specific milestones, things you're going to achieve along the way, and periods set aside so that you can assess how you're going. Now that will depend on you. Weekly, I think, works pretty well for most people to do a weekly check-in. You choose the timing for yourself. Now, just a little heads up here. Don't let anyone tell you what it should be, me or anyone else. It's really important that you do choose these timings yourself, that you don't let somebody else impose them. Even if it's, say, you've got a fitness trainer and they say, right, you're going to get to X by this date. Now, that might be important for them, but it's really important that you set your goals. And this is the tale of two mice. Take two mice, they're in a laboratory, it's a fascinating experiment. Nothing happens to the mice, okay, mice fine. Happy little mice. They do take health markers like blood work and things like this. So you've got these two mice that are identical, they're actually clones, that's what happens in laboratories, but one of them can freely run on its little running wheel. We've all seen mice, they love to run on the running wheel. The other one, it's locked in so that when mouse number 1 runs, mouse number 2 has to run. Doesn't get to choose, okay? It has no agency at all involved in its running. It's just there, and for these couple of hours, if mouse number 1 decides to run, then this wheel starts to turn as well, and so mouse number 2 just has to do it. Okay, somebody else is setting the agenda for that poor little mouse number 2. At the end of this sort of experimental period, mouse number 1 has all the health benefits that you'd expect from a healthy, exercising mouse, okay? Mouse number 2 not only does not have those health benefits, but actively its health has declined. Now, it's had exactly the same food, it has had exactly the same exercise, but didn't get to choose. Okay, so just take that on board. Getting to choose what your time frame is, what your goals are, is incredibly important to the outcome for you physically and mentally. So just in there. Now let's talk about reward. When you have achieved your goals, not specifically your goals, but these milestones along the way, when you check them off, you can give yourself a reward. But make it the sort of reward that locks in the habit, that actually changes the way you think, so that it becomes a habit. If you give yourself an external reward, it's really nice for that long, and then it's not, then it's over. It doesn't lock a habit in. But if you make it an internal reward, you say to yourself, well done, coloured in that little dot, I am doing well. Hey you, high five, you're on the ball. That is an internal reward. Rewires your brain, develops the habit. Now, I would once have said, hey, book a massage, nice dinner out, whatever, a weekend away. They are nice, no doubt about it, but they're not the things that actually change how we behave. So have fun setting your goals, thinking about these things, see if it applies, how you can apply it. I'll be doing that with mine over the next couple of weeks. I'll let you in on those in another video. And for the meantime, my goal is to get this edited, get it up, say hello to you all. Oh, by the way, 2 new grandchildren, a little boy here in Melbourne and a little girl in Zambia. Both healthy, both well. Mummies are healthy and well. Father here is in shock. Father in Zambia, it's number 2. He's got this. He was in shock the first time, but he's handling it now. So yes, 2 babies, 1 of each. Everything right about them. I just hope that they get to spend some time together soon, eh? Fingers crossed for this whole world to come back a little bit to normal so we can have a bit more travel. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you are staying safe and well, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.